All right, now we're going to take a look at the binomial theorem. So it says, what is the fourth coefficient in the expansion of 3x squared minus 2y to the power of 8? So if you remember this, it's kind of like gambling. The way we do this is we have an NCR, which I have a calculator for this. We have an NCR, which the calculator, you put parentheses with two blanks, which refer to the N and the R. And then you multiply this times the x term, raised to some power, times the y term, raised to some power. The whole key was to figure out what powers go here. The n refers to the original power, which in this problem is 8. So all that part, we don't have to do much work for at all. What we have to figure out is what is our r here. So the fourth coefficient, the way this would work, if you think of gambling, the best case scenario, let's pretend this is winning and this is losing. The best case scenario is to win 8 times. If you won 8 times, what that would mean is you would have x to the 8th power and you would have the y's to the 0 power. That means you win all 8 games, you win all 8, and you never lost. That's what the x and the y refer to. The second best scenario, so I'll say win 8, lose 0, is to win 7 and lose 1, which would be represented by x to the 7th power, y to the 1st. This would be the second term. So this is the first term. This is the second term. We want the fourth term. So if the next best would be win 6, lose 2. The fourth best would be to win 5, lose 3, meaning you have x to the 5th power, y to the 3rd power. And so that's what these powers are here. That's a 5. That's a 3. This will give me the fourth term. And you can pick either one of those numbers to go inside the NCR. I like dealing with wins, so I'm going to put the win there. That should give me my answer. If you type this in the calculator, you would type it straight in. Let me just get a blank. I did create a calculator for this, but I'll just show you. You could type it in straight like I have, but without the x and y. So N, capital C, R, you have to have a capital. It was 8th power originally, and we're going to find a r of 5, which again, you could use 3, won't change your problem. And I will not say 3x, I'm just going to say 3 to the power of that 5 times a negative 2 to the power of 3. And you can see that both answers are the same, whether on the NCR I put 8,5 or 8,3, the numbers are still the same. So the answer, the coefficient is negative 108,864. So this would equal negative 108,864. And again, it would have x to the 5th, y to the 3rd. This asks for just the coefficient, which means just the number. So for your answer over here, you would type in the number, negative 108,864. And that would be your answer there. I did create a calculator for this. If you come over here, binomial theorem, it's the last thing we covered before we started our ACP review and took those tests. In this one, I already have it programmed. So all you have to do is plug in your numbers as you go. The number in front of x is 3 in this problem. The b is negative 2. That's what's in front of the y is negative 2. The n was 8. And we decided you could use a r of 3 or 5. And so if n is winning, you go to 5 here, and you get that. If you're going to list it by the losses, the 3 is the losses, then you'd see you get the same number there, but you have to go to the losing portion. So anyways, we're going here. The answer is negative 108,864, just like we got. Okay, and I have another problem like this. What is the coefficient of the x to the 5th, y to the 5th term in this expansion? So this one's going to be even easier because they give us everything we need. For NCR, the n is always this number, that power, the original power. We have 1x. I'm going to put the 1 just because in the calculator, that's all I can put, to the 5th power. times the negative 2y, also to the 5th power. The r is any one of the two powers. You can choose either one. It should give the same answer every time. So that's what we would type in if you were typing it in on your own. If you're going to use this, my calculator, a in this problem is 1 because I have 1x. A is 1. I have minus 2y. So again, the b is the same. N is now 10. R needs to be a 5. In this case, because I have 5 wins and 5 losses, it's the same answer.
At this time, we need all.
All right, now that the announcements are over, the answer is negative 8,064. And I can type this in just to be safe. N capital C R, it was 10 comma 5 times 1x, but I'm just going to put the 1 to the power of 5 times negative 2 to the power of 5. You can see we get the same thing. So that's how you do binomial theorem. All right, with that, you got your last DOL. I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. So if you come over here, your last DOL, and we're done for the day after that.